Well, I do like a good intro now and then, especially when you're from the main menu, coming from the main menu. But you can definitely tell that this is a Resident Evil inspired game to some degree when you have very classic 3D animation like that. And then, of course, the gameplay is more PS2 classic style graphics. And that's something that I did enjoy when I played the demo of this. But how's it going, YouTube? Liam from Leeds Australia here, and welcome back to Let's Play Heartworm. Or, if this is the first time you're seeing Heartworm, then welcome to Heartworm. Now, even though that I just said welcome back to Let's Play Heartworm... Oh, no, we don't need to look through that again. Let's go to options. Even though that I said welcome back to Heartworm, or Let's Play Heartworm, technically I didn't do a Let's Play of this. I rather did a look at for 3 game demos. But, so... there's a story that I wanted to talk about before we get too deep into this. So, I tried recording this game for the Halloween special last year. But, unfortunately, there was some updates that happened for OBS and for Stream Deck, or at least one or the other, that eventually made a lot of things not work. So, I remember telling the story that when I was trying to record Made of Scare at one point, unfortunately, while I was recording, I did not have the gameplay captured on OBS because I forgot to change some settings, which I thought that I did change it, but apparently I was wrong. In this case for Heartworm, so I did have everything set up. The game was capturing, as far as I know. But, unfortunately, Stream Deck, my Stream Deck, because I have a record button here to record OBS, or to start recording OBS, it did not work for some reason. But I think the reason was because either Stream Deck or OBS had an update that basically broke the plugin for Stream Deck to basically interact with OBS. That's basically how it all went and how it all works. So, I did try recording this earlier, and unfortunately, I had to throw the entire recording session out, unfortunately. But, I'm now taking the moment to actually get back into recording this game, because there was one other game I tried recording. Unfortunately, that ended up not working well. Not the game's fault. I want to point that out. I'll talk about that in due time when I do record that game in a later episode. But it was not the gameplay's fault. It was more of a computer fault in any sense of the... in any sort of sense. But... so... we're going back into playing Heartworm because I am really looking forward to trying this game out because I did enjoy my time playing the demo when I featured this in 3 game demos a while back. I can't even remember if it was... it would have been during the Halloween special season, I think. But we're going to go into this. But what's cool about this full version of the game is that... so before you start the game, you are given the option right here to change a couple of settings. So... these kind of settings are to bring in the retro graphics style, which, of course, again, is based off of the mainly the PlayStation 2 games of, say, like the Resident Evil games, as an example. But you also have the option to choose a modern take of the game, which is probably what I'm going for the sake of this series. Modern, of course, movement, you have the modern, but you also have the tank option if you wish. I prefer modern. I'm not a huge fan of tank movement per se, and again, because I have not really played the classic Resident Evil games as much. Aiming is also tank. I'm sort of keeping that as modern. Graphics, I might go back and forth between retro just to sort of take a look at a few things just to see what it's like between retro classic and modern. But everything else is pretty much the same as it is. But let us get to it, shall we? There's also the difficulty option, which I'm going to stay as normal. Because I want to make sure that my experience is a good one. But here we go.
Hey, sorry you haven't heard from me in a while. I've been busy trying to find out about this place. You're not gonna believe me, and I don't even know if I really believe it myself, but I guess a part of me must, because I'm going. It's far, on an abandoned road, a few miles from that power plant in the mountains. It was hard to find anything about it. I started on message boards, and I ended up in a chat room talking with people who know people who know people who've gone. They said a lot of crazy stuff, but the one thing that they all agreed on is that in that house, there's a room that can take you to the other side, to see the people that you've lost again. The thing is, no one who's gone has ever come back, and that's why I'm writing you. Not for advice, not to get you to talk me out of going. Actually, by the time you read this, I'll already be there. I just wanted to let you know, in case I don't come back. That way you won't be wondering where I've gone. Either way, you don't have to worry about me anymore. I'm sorry, but I don't have any other choice. I just can't keep going on not knowing.
It's kind of fascinating how that there are numerous stories that a lot of these people do these sort of self-investigations out of curiosity and out of that mindset of, you know, I hate not knowing like what's going on. I need to take the moment to know what's going on and actually like figure stuff out, essentially. Anyway, so here we go again. Oop.
Sometimes I wonder if I spend more time thinking about death than the average person. My grandfather died a while back. I know it happens to everyone, but it almost feels like I'm obsessed. It's frustrating. No matter what I try, my thoughts always circle back to the one thing I can't control: my own mortality. I came all the way out here not knowing if I'll get the answers I need. I just hope it's worth it.
Oh, I'm sure, I reckon you'll figure something out, Sam. But it's so interesting to me, like, because, again, we have modern graphics here, and you can change it, of course. Let me see. I think it's pixelation, isn't it? So, this is basically maybe a bit too pixelated to some degree, but that could also be just the camera shape. But it's just fascinating to me of, like, dithering. I don't know what that is, but that's alright, we'll leave that on. Just checking out a few other things here. But it's interesting to me of just like how, like, just, and especially looking at the cutscene, because I remember the changing of the retro style was not in the demo, so we saw everything in its actual pixelation form. But just the amount of extra detail you see from like the clock, the paint, the pictures, the papers, and all that sort of stuff, and even like around here with the grass, the ground, and up coming to the house. And I don't even remember seeing the factory over there. Was the factory there in the demo? I never realized that till now. But here we are at the house. So I'm going to quickly explore around a few things. Oh, hello. Diary, Pleasure Beach 1. I finally went to explore Pleasure Beach today. It's been on my list forever, and the forecast was perfect. But unsurprisingly, I ended up in over my head. When I got there, everything was pretty normal. There were folks on the shore having a picnic, enjoying the beautiful summer day, and the usual kids messing around on the playground across the street. I grabbed my camera, locked my door, and started making my way across the land bridge. It took maybe 30 minutes to cross, longer than I expected. The island seemed to be completely empty, so I began searching through the abandoned homes, confident in my solitude. So many of them were destroyed. Roofs and walls collapsed for many years of disregard. Some houses so decrepit I couldn't even enter. But there was just enough left that I began to really feel bad for these people. They had no time to pack or leave. Family photos were strewn across the floor. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. And belongings were packed. Let's try that again. And belongings were still packed in drawers. I even saw a table that looked like it had been set for dinner, however many years ago. My sympathy turned into suspicion as I ventured further. Many of the houses had the same red graffiti in their attics, markings and symbols I have never seen before. I assumed it was just from kids messing around, but something about it began to trigger my paranoia. I noticed the sun was setting as I reached the end of the residential area. It was strange. I could have sworn it had only been a couple of hours. The last time I checked my watch, it was before noon, but now the clock read 7:30 p.m. I brushed it off and was just losing track of time. It was frustrating. I hadn't even gotten half of the town, but I knew I had to head back. The land bridge would be submerged soon, if it wasn't already. Sure enough, I turned to the corner to where I entered earlier. I was greeted by nothing but the sea. The entire land bridge was underwater. I was stuck, alone, so I thought. Yes. Like, I've seen, not in the same sort of vein as what we have here, right? But it's interesting to me, like, whenever we drive out towards, say, like, visiting Melbourne, as an example, like, going out on the road driving. Sometimes you'll see these, like, little abandoned, not houses, but a lot of these old sheds. A lot of, like, mainly sheep shearing sheds to some degree. But you just see them in just, like, random little obscure places, or very little open areas that you just, like, wonder what's going on there. Or there's like even an old house that is abandoned that's close by around town actually, and it's like near like one of the main neighboring towns or cities. And like even seeing this door, like seeing the door without the pixelation here is pretty cool. Areas it took that to see without help. You could use the camera flash without consuming ammo by not aiming or pressing RB. Right, so if I equip that. There we go. Alright, what have we got here? Pleasure Beach 2. It was darker than any night I could remember. The island was far enough offshore that there was no light pollution. And in almost no time, I was wandering in pitch blackness. It was cold too. The breeze coming over the water contrasted heavily with the mild weather earlier that day. I didn't have much of a plan, but I knew that if I was stuck, I would have to find a place to stay warm. I made my way to the house, which were much more terrifying in the night. I turned and looked down at the street and froze mid-step. I could barely see due to the lack of light. But it looked like another person was standing there, right in the middle of the street, staring at me motionless. I tried to rationalize, but in that situation, my sanity was already being tested. I called out to them with a strained hello, praying to God that it was just some teenager and not whatever nightmare my mind was conjuring. No response, no movement, nothing. I looked around and noticed some of the windows in the attics of the house looked like there was dim light coming from them. Candles, maybe? But I had been here all day. I didn't see anyone. It didn't make any sense. As every possible scenario, none of which seemed to end well for me, raced through my mind, one rational thought broke through and reminded me I had my camera. I could trigger the flash on demand without using a little film I had left to illuminate my surroundings. I was so scared I almost didn't want to. What if there really was someone there, and using my camera would only alert it to my presence? Finally, I pressed the flash trigger, everything around me lit up and I saw nothing. The figure on the road was gone. The light coming from the windows, gone. It was just a silent, long dead town, and me. The rest of the night was uneventful. I used my camera flash to navigate the ruins, found the closest house with 4 intact walls, locked the door to one of the bedrooms, and fell asleep against the wall. I woke up next morning, I booked it across the land bridge. I don't think I'll go back to Pleasure Beach. Alright. So we have a lock here, which requires some words, which I don't have. In we go. And a good old safe room. Like, even from the safe room here, like, again, if I turn pixelation... Oh, whoops. If I turn pixelation on... Like, there's a nostalgia feeling, of course, having the pixelated sort of imagery. And what's fascinating is when you do have the pixelation imagery turned on, it kind of looks like that you're walking around a pre-rendered room, like what most Resident Evil, I think what most Resident Evil games would be like, right? But if we turn it off, you kind of almost have a sense that these are all like actual 3D rooms, just the way the camera's panned out. But it's just maybe slightly more obvious or less obvious. I don't really know. Narcissus and Goldman. Herman Hesse, or Heasts, I don't know. He thought that all men tickled away, changing constantly until they finally discovered, while the artist created images around remained unchangeably the same. Hang on, I'll try that again. He thought that all men trickled away, changing constantly until they finally dissolved, while the artist created images remained unchangeably the same. He thought that the fear of death was perhaps the root of all art, perhaps also of all things of mind. We fear death. We shudder at life's instability. We grieve to see the flowers wilt away again and again, and the leaves fall, and in our hearts we know that we, too, are transitory and will search for flaws and formulate thoughts. It is in order to salvage something from the greatest dance of death, to make something that lasts longer than we do. Check a few things. Perhaps the woman after whom the master shaped his beautiful Madonna is already wilted or dead, and soon he, too, will be dead. Others will live in his house and eat at his table, but his work will still be standing hundreds of years from now and longer. It will go on shimmering in the quiet cluster church, or cloistered church, I don't know. Unchangingly beautiful, forever smiling, with the same sad, flaring mouth. Yes, another story of a wife's passing. Look at that sneaky possum up there. An American possum, that is. I can't remember what the actual name of those type of possums are, because there's Australian possums, which are ringtail possums. But there's also that type of possum, which I don't remember the name of that one. Hello? Ah, yes. Replacing the save. So that's all about inventory. Go over the save of my previous attempt. Warm, soft candle light like this always makes me feel surprisingly calm. Maybe the warmth from the candle is also what helps out. Okay. Now, there is a setting to turn off door animations, which I probably might end up doing maybe in the next episode or probably a little bit later. Because as much as it is cool to see the door animations, I think for the sake of my playthrough in particular, I probably will turn it off. Because most of the time you're usually just trying to carry on as much as you can through the playthrough. Grab. Select an item in your inventory, choose to combine from the context menu, and select secondary item to combine with. For example, you can use bandages and antiseptics on their own, or combine them to create a first aid kit which heals a larger amount. Right, I do remember that. So, combine. And voila! That's right, my inventory is a little bit small at the moment. So I have to keep an eye out on that. So yeah, basically having skippable to skip the doors makes things a lot more easier and quicker. Father's Journal 2. Went to see the doctor today at last. It's hard to make it out all the way to the city. When we were younger, it seemed like such a charming idea. To have a house so isolated, it was our own little world. Now just getting groceries in town is a hassle. I made the appointment and made sure you were ready to go. I could tell you didn't know why we had to. You didn't think anything was wrong. I've always had my head in the clouds. I'm fine. You're overreacting, you would tell me over and over. I didn't even want to think about whether you remembered the reason why this was necessary. We're waiting on the scan results now, but based on how you were with the doctor, I'm not hopeful. You had trouble answering his questions and kept looking at me for answers. Well, why is this happening so fast? I held your hand over the stick shaft as I drove home while you were cried softly to yourself. I can't help but hate myself for thinking it, but I think we're close to the end. How did this happen so quickly? Only months ago, the sound of your singing filled the house as you tidied up, did the dishes, cooked us dinner. Now you barely get out of bed. Something inside you has broken. Half of the time you look at me to see a stranger, but you won't acknowledge it. You just turn over in the bed and try and go back to sleep. I wonder what you dream of. I hope it's of the last fragments of our beautiful life together. Now, because this is the starting area, I will point out, I have read a lot of these notes and images, or more mostly notes, before in the 3 game demos episode. And for most of the starting area, for what I remember, is pretty much the same. Maybe there are some small changes that I remember when I tried to record this before. Man, this thing's just so much quicker. And I guess it sort of helps getting back into the swing of things. Ooh, a key. I can't hold anymore. Oh, right. So I'm going to go back to the safe room and put some stuff away. Anyway, so I'm probably going to skip a few bits and pieces here and there, unless if it's a completely new stuff. Ah, hello again. Oh, I never noticed that effect before. That's the first journal, isn't it? Yeah. So again, if you want to read some of the journals, then make sure you go check out the demo portion of the game, because pretty much that's all of those are pretty much the same as what they are here. I think for now, for the sake of this video, and especially the start of this episode, I'm basically jumping ahead to the points that are completely new to the game, than just to basically repeat and revisit. Like, read all the notes that are available and whatnot. Alright. I don't remember if this was in the demo. I think it was, but we'll record this bit. Oh, hello, Rose. Yeah, no, this was in the demo, but again, this was, so again, let me quickly switch on pixelation. So with pixelation on, like, you could still see a fair bit of detail, and again, the pixelation detail has its own kind of charm, realistically, but having no pixelation and just seeing the proper detail within like, say, the picture of Rose here is amazing to me. And I think, and again, because I have not really played a lot of, like, the classic sort of Resident Evil sort of games and whatnot, like, say, from, like, the PlayStation era, like, the only kind of games that I really played that had, like, sort of those classic, sort of character models was GoldenEye. Open up. Oh yeah, I forgot there was a basement down here. Pushing. Which one? Just do this. And we have pushed. Alright. We're up here. Unlocked the door with the adder key. That's the key that we had. Yes, I remember. You don't need it anymore. Discard it? Yes, please. Alright. Torn paper. This message seems hastily scribbled. If this is real, if this place is what they say it is, I don't know how I feel. Will it answer the questions that I and everyone who has ever lost someone have spent so long asking? And what if it does? Will that change anything? If I don't come back and someone's find this, I tried my best. Yes. A very good question indeed.
The air feels colder all of a sudden. Something has changed. If I go through this door, I may not come back.
Well, it's that situation of you came this far. No turning back now. There's an empty relief where it looks like an object can fit. Well, I do have this. Placing the heart emblem into the slot seems to have unlocked the door. Well, this is, I think, a door where I will turn skip doors off. Because I think it's those kind of doors, the special kind of doors, where I'll probably turn the animation on. Ah, yes. The stairs of the infinite void. The knob is totally broken and won't turn. The door looks weak, but there's nothing behind it. We go back up. It's interesting to me, like, playing these sort of games where, you know, you're basically... Uh-oh. Time to run! Now, obviously, I did play this bit in the demo, but it's interesting to me that for many of these horror game stories, whether if it's indie or if it's... Open up! Okay, so I can definitely tell you right now, and my webcam is going all over the place now, But this is definitely new, because if you've seen me play the demo or remember...
What just happened? All those stairs, and what was that thing chasing me? Now I'm somewhere. If this is the afterlife, it's not what I was expecting. Regardless of my expectations, I can't go back the way I came. Good. I'm not leaving until I get answers.
So this is definitely, as I said, this is definitely new if you, as compared to the demo, because if you've seen me play the demo, we basically end up in a town once when we reach the end of the stairs of the infinite void. But it's interesting of like seeing a lot of these horror games that have these kind of void-like entrances from like an abandoned type of house, which has been like a sort of a... Part of me doesn't want to say common, but it kind of feels like it can be a common type of theme or story to use that really works for a horror setting. Even though that it makes no sense at all whatsoever. What's this? A massive ancient-looking tome with pages torn out of the middle. I can't make out the text. The letters look like nothing I've seen before. Oh dear. Well, so I'm not going to take anything just yet. I'll probably take the cigarettes, even though that I have no idea what they're used for. Unless that there is like a sanity sort of thing here. But we're now in the place called the Archive, I believe. So I'll quickly look around. The gate won't budge, and there's no obvious way to open it. Yeah, that sucks. What's this over here? But this is the bit that kind of is where the if you remember from the starting menu before we begin playing, this is where the video motion that is used as the sort of the testing feature, where we basically explore these endless hallways. This is where it all comes from. Survival guide, aiming. When you equip the camera in your inventory, ready it by holding LB. While readied, you can aim with the R stick. Once a target is in sight or in range, in the center circle of the reticle, it will fill in, and you can take your shot using RB. I need to reload first. Oh, I see. Yes, yes, yes. So you basically have a mixture of Resident Evil and Fatal Frame in this sort of game, which I have not touched or played any of the Fatal Frame games. But that's a bit trippy. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. So this is where the demo takes you, instead of being like in the sort of the sort of church hub area or something like that, in the archive. Enter the neighborhood. Combat. You can also use your camera to defend yourself against enemies, but ammo and healing items are limited. Choose your fight wisely.
I'm not alone here, and they don't seem happy about it. At least I have some way to defend myself.
That's interesting. I didn't notice until, even like in the demo, I had no idea that, so these creatures here, or whatever the heck they refer to themselves as, they're using the same models as Sam. Which I never realized. That's quite fascinating. Wait a minute, so we entered in the TVs over here, and yet we ended up over that way. Well, at least it does get rid of them. But again, like, you could obviously watch the cutscene in its in the pixelation or retro form in the demo, and I'll put a link in the description to the demo video if you wish. But that's one giant spider, one giant redback. Can you actually get up this way? Oh yeah, I can. It's just there's a gate here. What does it say? Underpass poem. She cannot speak or sing, and yet has nothing to bemoan. She thrives inside the void of time while we fear the unknown. She travels the darkness, patiently nimble but with might, and mortifies as instinct guides her hunger through the night. She paints majestic tapestry with nature as her brush, yet we will keep our distance, panicked if we touch. For us, we cower pitifully every fearful young and old, yet pray one day we'll garner strength to escape the stronghold. Or stranglehold, excuse me. It's rusted shut. Okay, so we're not going that way. Is there anything over here? No. The road is in a bit of a bad spot. I forgot there was an eye on that thing. And like, again, let's turn the pixelation off, or on. Like, you can still see the detail of the eye, but it's like, it's not as like completely detailed as when you have it turned off, which is strange. But again, it's fascinating to sort of see the retroness of the pixelation style as compared to, like, say, like seeing something normal like this. And again, because I don't have that sort of nostalgic feeling of playing the classic Resident Evil games, I don't really, it's the reason why that I'm playing with the modern style, with the modern graphics.
My grandparents' house, or rather, my house. Everything here feels so familiar, but wrong somehow.
And it's good that it gives us indication of, like, indication of, like, how far or how close these enemies are. At least it gets you out of the way. The TV's sticking out of the ground. Was it buried? The light coming from it is so bright it's painting the sky. Well, unfortunately I can't look at the sky, but that's okay. I love this piano music, by the way. The piano music here is awesome. It's stuck, it won't budge. Ah. May as well check the garage. My grandfather always kept this lock. I need the key to get in. The garage door won't budge. The opening is too small to crawl through. So we need to find a key. Needs to find a key. Question is, can we get inside? Door's locked and I don't have my key. Oh! Alright, well I guess we gotta go exploring elsewhere then. But at least having these modern combat, because obviously I ended up... Oh, I don't have any more film, so I need to find film. Leave me alone, please.
My friend Sally lived here with her parents until her mom passed. She was a few blocks away, though. It wasn't this close.
Can we get inside? Yes, we can. Okay, why is the house flooded? Take some film, please. Okay, so different colors mean different effects. Interesting. Anything in here? What the hell? What's with all the masks? What the heck? It's stuck. So yeah, in the demo, of course, because it was stuck with using the tank controls, I didn't end up surviving. An unlit candle. The wick still looks dry somehow. The water is continuously overflowing with no way to stop it. I remember when Sally's mum was sick and they said she accidentally drowned. I figured it out as I got older though. Okay. The handle is broken. Well, what was the point of coming in here then? It's with two doors stuck. Well, I guess it gives us the idea of, like, telling us where the board is coming from. Oh, more film. More film. Excuse me. We've got 12. Nice. You're down. Alright, what's in here? Can it be a safe room, please? Not a safe room, unfortunately. But I'll take more film. Down. Two down. So I'll take you. Is there anything up here? Oh, a key! So what's this? Take the house key. What's the house key doing in the shop? Locked with a pretty heavy duty one at that. Okay. We'll quickly see if there's anything else around here. Don't think there's anything else, but that's alright. But at least now that I got a better handle of the combat, because obviously the combat is like I'm not used to like doing the tank combat. That's sort of been something I never got used to. And again, because I never played like any of the classic, not just Resident Evil games, but any other games that uses tank controls, I never really got a good grasp of that, which is why that I ended up not surviving. when in my demo playthrough. How much do I have? I have 6 films remaining. What's this? From the Office of Academic Affairs. To whom it may concern, we have received your request to appeal for readmission to the university and unfortunately have decided to uphold our original ruling. While we provide ourselves in our support for of our students and are sympathetic to the circumstances you are going through, we cannot make exceptions, as it would be unfair to the rest of the student body. The GPA and attendance standards must apply to all, regardless of their personal issues. Admission will consider re-enrollment if the student enrolls at another college or university and maintains a 3.0 GPA for a full semester. Adequate attendance. With adequate attendance, we recommend South Central Community College for local students. The decision is final. Best wishes, A.D. Hughie Deck. Okay, so Sam was trying to, I think, re-enroll or reapply for a college or something, because of some reason. But unfortunately, not going down there yet because I don't have enough time. Let's see if we can find a safe zone around here. Won't open. Never mind. Looks like I'm going back down this way. We're definitely in Loopyland now, or more rather, we're definitely in
This hallway led to my bedroom, my sanctuary. As weird as it is, those lit windows feel comforting, like coming home.
What are you talking about? There's no walls or windows here. This is just a void of hallway. A hallway void. It's like, make it make sense. Yeah. Oh, we're in her room now. Alright. Well, everything here looks like I left it earlier today. Was it even today? Oh, I'm guessing we're not going to save then. This sucks. Something I was reading the other day. Because the world is so full of death and horror, I try again and again to console my heart and pick the flowers that grow in the midst of hell. Oh. What's this? Ooh, a game of chess. So we have bishops. Easy. Ooh, what's this? I can't hold anymore. Well, dang. I don't need any of these. I feel fine. Okay. Don't need these right now. Well, camera modes. Sometimes you can modify your camera. Only one camera mod can be active at a time. To use it, choose Add Mod from the camera interact menu in your inventory and choose the item you would like to mod with. If you like to remove a mod at any point, just choose Rem Mod from the interact menu, but you will need to have space in your inventory for it. Okay. Oh, that's what that is. That's a mod. Alright. I can't drop this. I can disregard this, which I probably might have to. So I have no choice. Burst mod. Okay. So. So now, if I go over here. Ah, I see. But it only, so it only takes one film. Okay. I spent a lot of time staring out this window. wishing for things to be normal, wondering why we were born to suffer. Oh, it's a bit morbid, don't you think? The plaque they gave to my grandfather. There was a bat, but it's missing. Oh, we need to find the bat, shall we? Okay. So we need to find a bat and then place it on there. You know, honestly, looking at this, it kind of reminds me of the skybox from the Norwood Suite when you're going in the underground sort of pathways. You have the skyboxes that just leads into like some like underground tunnel or something like that. Just more static. Every TV seems the same here. Yeah, it does seem like it, doesn't it? Okay, so I still have a house key. But where do I take this house key so I can get rid of it? Because it can't be for here, because I need a... Oh, no, I can. You don't need this anymore. Just discard it. Yes. Let's go into the garage. Oh, there's a bag up there. What the hell? What's this? Obituary. J.R., age 68, beloved husband, father, and grandfather, died unexpectedly Sunday, June 25th, 1994. J.R. was born in the Bronx and lived in Bridgeport for 63 years. He retired in 1991 from a long engineering career at Birkin Palmer Corp. After retiring, he spent his idle time at the beloved Platt Street Deli. He loved baseball, playing for the Birkin Palmer's diehards, and coached North End Little League from 1978 to 1985. JR was also a member of the chess club and at Sacred Heart University. Well, Sacred Heart, that gives me vibes to Scrubs. But it makes a lot of sense, because there's the baseball plug on in her room, just missing the baseball bat, and of course there was a chess table, so they must have played a little bit of baseball and chess from time to time. May remember him as instrumental in the support and preservation of an underrepresented community and neighborhood, one where he and his late wife Joan raised a loving family. He's survived by 3 loving and devoted sons, 5 cherished grandchildren, and several nieces and nephews. Funeral services be held Thursday. The rest of it is torn off and missing. Okay. Alright, so how do I get... oh. Aha. Oh, it's one of these puzzles. Aha. Let there be stairs. So I'm assuming you want a camera bag. Yes. Oh, it's a train set. The detailed model diorama depicting a small city near a mountain. It looks like the front car of the train is missing. Ooh. Okay, so what's in here? You drop the camera bag. You equipped the camera bag and can carry 2 more items now. Perfect. Oh, that would be cool to actually see the camera bag on her back. Just to tell that she's actually equipped the thing. So, oh well. That's just a nitpicky for me. Oh, hello. Whoop. Okay, so yeah, three shots at that one, and she be down. So I've got 2 more shots, so I need to find a safe station wherever that is. Haven't checked out these houses yet. I'm guessing the rooms that are lit up I can enter. Or maybe not. Something is stopping me from opening it. Oh, I can open this one. Hello? Why so cold? Red static is all I can see through this crack. It won't budge. Well, I can open this, beside the fact that it's snowing. Uh-oh. Where the heck am I now? Look, but I can, I don't see a keyhole anywhere. Can you let me read this, please? Dealing with grief. Thank you for choosing the space to honor your loved ones. The grieving process can be long and difficult, but for many, simple rituals can provide profound comfort. There is no correct way to grieve, but we hope some of the following methods can at least ease the pain. Lighting a candle in a dedicated moral space. Candles have symbolized hope, healing, and remembrance to many cultures for centuries. This can be a beautiful and tangible way to honor your loved one's memory. The soft glow of a warm flame can remind us of an enduring light in their presence in our hearts. The rest of the pamphlet is illegible. So they keep chasing you despite the fact that you're far away. Come on. Ow. First hit, but that's alright. They're everywhere. Did I just get turned? I got turned around, didn't I? Garage door went back. Okay. There's probably nothing around here, was there? Ooh. Stairs. Get up the stairs. Open the door. Again, because of the fixed camera positioning.
I haven't thought about this place in years. When I lived here, it was definitely dingy, but I don't think it was quite this bad. Although I wasn't paying too much attention back then. The divorce was distracting all of us.
I see. It would be nice for some... Oh, hello. Out of film. Man, those noises are so unsettling. I don't like it. Huh? Stories like I don't think I've ever met these neighbors. Oh, we're in an apartment complex. Okay. The knob won't budge. I wasn't crazy about living with my dad. Thankfully, it was short-lived and my grandfather stepped in. Okay, so family trouble for a candelabra. It's cemented in place. The wick's too burnt, but it's usable. I don't have any matches, unfortunately, so... this is where that kid lived. His parents were devastated when he fell. No one would give me details, but it was an awful way to go. I remember this apartment being cramped, but not this cramped. I wonder why it's different here. It's over here. My dad hated laundry day here. Half of the machines were always broken, and my clothes never fully dried. Have you checked all of these other houses here? Cement it over, won't budge. So there's some lights over this house here. A safe zone, yes! What have we got? Oop.
This doesn't make any sense. Is this the same room as in that house?
Does look like it a little bit. Journal entry. This is it. I made it. All those hours spent searching for anything, even just rumors about where this place was. But in the end, it's all worth it. I'm not leaving without answers. I still can't believe what she did to me. Not even leaving a note. where we all just supposed to move on and forget about her. I can't do that, and she should have known that. That's not who she raised me to be. Now that I'm finally here, I'll get my answers and my closure. Here I come, Mum. Here I come, Mum. Okay. Yeah, it does have a reminiscent of the room back at the house. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these. Might use a med kit now, actually. So that way, I have plenty of med kit in the box, and now that I know where to go, where the safe zone is, I can move on. But there we go. So, finally at a safe zone. Oh, excuse me. And now I can take a break and actually end the episode off here. But I am liking this. I really am liking this so far. And while that it did take a bit for me to find a safe zone so that I can save my progress and take eventually now a break from this, and not to mention finally get a recording out of this game, I'm really looking forward to playing more. But I have to wait until the next time I record this. But thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, then click the like button, click the subscribe button for more videos sending your way. Again, if you want to read the notes that I have read before during the demo in the house part of this game, then make sure you click the link in the description. It will take you to the timestamp of when I play Heartworm for, I think it was Horror 1 or Horror 2. I have a feeling it might be Horror 2. I could be wrong on that, but excuse me, make sure you click the link in the description. It will take you to the video and to the time frame of when I will set it up. But that's going to be it for now. So again, I hope you enjoyed. If you click the like button, click the like button, click the subscribe button for more videos heading your way. Until then, this has been Let's Play Heartworm. I'm Liam from Australia. Until next time, lay 'em out.